Woo, doggy.
What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday!
But that's
Sunday.
Get everybody's blood pumping.
Oh
baby.
man, that HBO one that song was great, man. Woo.
It's Budgie.
Yeah, I wrote that
Budgie
song.
in a few
No.
years.
Oh man,
That's some
great.
classic new wave of British heavy metal that nobody hardly ever mentions Budgie. So we're bringing Budgie back.
That was great, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, and the synth intro, Garrett can take credit for that one. That one was pretty damn cool too. Very Carpenter-esque.
Oh yeah,
He wrote that. He wrote
My
performed that
keyboard
live from. Yeah. Well, that
So
had to be
let's-
Carpenter. I don't know what that was, but that had to be something John Carpenter.
well, it's funny because I found like this non-copyrighted like horror type, big playlist I can pick from. So that was on there. So it said non-copyrighted, so we shouldn't get dinged for that. But it did sound very John Carpenter, didn't it?
Very Carpenter, yeah.
Yeah,
It was inspired by John Carpenter. We'll just say
of
that.
course.
Yeah.
Gus Amaletti.
What's up, Gus?
What's going on, Gus? John Cressip talking about
up, man?
Waxwork taking all of his money. Dan Williams is another big Waxwork supporter. I know it takes they take all his money too. Oh, Curly Jaws. I'm not sure if he's into vinyl soundtracks as much as he into Billie Eilish or whatever, but we'll see.
Is he?
He is actually. He went to a Billie Eilish concert and rocked out.
Nah, whatever.
Basement Blues. I have a couple
What's
of
up,
Billie
man?
Eilish records. I mean, they're
Do
my
you?
wife's, but Christopher V is in the house. What's going on,
What's up,
man?
dude?
Scratch Bueno. Hello, Scratch. The Wet One is in the house.
What's up,
who
brother?
found a copy of Haddonfield at the Burbank Goodwill store a couple days ago.
That's so funny.
That's bizarre. Yeah, Goose never did get back to me on that. I tagged him in that, and I don't know if he just didn't realize it or what, but one of Goose's most legendary films, right out of Knott County, Kentucky, back in the day. William Hurt did pass away. I just saw that before I got on here. Some sad news there.
Yeah.
Dirk Hall.
What's up, Dirk?
What's going on, man? Bombastic Reviews. Our buddy Jonathan is in the house.
What's up,
John? Yeah, so Jerry as well, Mid-Level Media, our buddy Ken.
Big Ken. What's up, man?
Who was raiding the Dollar Tree again the other day. I think I sent you the... I got to stay away from Dollar Tree, man. I don't have any room as it is, and it's a sickness. And I'm going to try to make it a rule that I can no longer buy any DVDs.
Shit, I think that's a good rule.
I just bought 2 yesterday.
Ryan Adkins. It's hard, especially if you're getting them for $1. Like Goodwill has them for $1 here. So it's very difficult to just say no. You got to just say no to DVDs. That's a new shirt. Dare to say no to DVDs.
It's got the Dare logo on it. I love it. Do the Dare logo, but in green. That'd be killer.
Phantasmat is in here as well. So, yeah, this is... and a big shout out to the Waxwork Records fan club who did allow us to shill our shit on there today. Our good friend Mean Jean over at Waxwork Records, I think she runs that site, so it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I always see her posting on there.
No, that's definitely good. It's gonna be an interesting show. I posted on my Instagram that this series that we're doing here, I think it's cool because we're doing it with Scream Factory, and then you take kind of Waxwork, and they're kind of, in my opinion, the Scream Factory of the vinyl soundtracks, right, in a way. But we'll talk about like my history with vinyl and stuff like that, and collecting these. And I just feel like this series is. I was a little hesitant about it. It might be a little dangerous for me doing this. I get.
Yeah, I guarantee it will be. I get
a lot of FOMO and stuff, and this is going to be a tough one for me to do. So let's have fun with it and see what happens here. I mean, I might buy something right in this next hour. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, for instance, I mean, we're going to have a lot more time to kind of just chit-chat and BS with the chat because 84 titles for the Scream Factory show. We only have 7 for the first year of Waxwork Records. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more laid back. We don't have to get through 84 titles like we did on that last Scream Factory show.
Here's what pisses me off about this, though, more than anything, is that I know for a fact that I've got at least one more of these that I cannot find. Because I know I've got Creepshow. And I suspect that I've got Day of the Dead, but I cannot fucking find any of this stuff.
Like, I mean, maybe like your kid when they were little, like chewed on it, so they like hid the evidence,
Well, no, there's a period.
I think he has this shit under lock and key.
Yeah, I've got like one of those like vinyl crate things that have the lock on it or whatever that I keep most of them in. But then some of them wound up in here in this room, and I have no fucking idea like what all's in here. So I don't know. But it's really aggravating. I did find some killer stuff that I didn't even remember having that has nothing to do with Waxwork while I was looking for this other stuff, though.
Well, before we get into the Waxwork Records, we're going to talk about their first year, really their first year and a half or so, because they only had like 2 releases their first year technically, so it'll be the first and the second year. But whatever. Soundtracks, though, growing up, was that something that you guys, I mean, it would have been CD or maybe even audio cassette. Was that something that you guys kind of gravitated towards, or was that something that you just kind of picked up a little bit later on?
I gravitated towards it, but it was different, right? And when I get into vinyl, I kind of learned that with a lot of these titles is the movies I grew up with, I knew the songs, right? But like they were songs by artists, and I used to collect those soundtracks and stuff like that for all my favorite movies. I mean, I'm just going to run off a quick list, like Ninja Turtles, the movie, Back to the Future, Teen Wolf, Rad, Demon Knight, The Crow. I mean, these are all soundtracks that I had growing up, but it was all, there was all songs with artists and stuff. And when I started getting into more like these vinyls and realized that it was mostly just the score rather than the actual like songs from movies. It was different for me at that point. So, but soundtracks with songs and stuff, like I had a lot of those growing up.
I mean, I can remember having like the Temple of Doom soundtrack. Mm-hmm. I've still got that like somewhere too, and like there's a couple more like that I just picked up around that time when I was a kid. But I only really got into like vinyls when everybody else did, when the hipster boom of like the early 2000s, late early 2010s, something like that. Mm-hmm. When that became like a huge thing again. I've always loved soundtracks though. I got to say that like.
Well, for me, like, I did have soundtracks as a kid, but it was not anything it was just like good soundtracks with a lot of cool songs on it. Like the Wayne's World soundtrack, that was one that I loved as a kid. La Bamba, I loved that soundtrack as a kid.
Cocktails.
Hey, I was going to fucking say that. I was going to say that.
That was one of my go-tos as a kid. Cocktails, Batman.
Cocktail.
Ones that I was really into. Yeah, Wayne's
I had the single too. The Beach Boys single.
Yeah, Kokomo.
Kokomo. Yeah.
Well, that was the big single off that. But they had like a lot of old school rock songs and like stuff from the '60s and shit on it. So.
Dan the Beast Williams mentions Maximum Overdrive. I had that one too, like at one time. Because of AC/DC and everything.
The Lost Boys soundtrack was one that I've had for years. The CD soundtrack of that.
Yep.
So as far as collecting them though, I think back in the day I think we've talked about it on the show before. In Pikeville, there was this store called Rock and Roll Heaven, which was run by our good friend Tico Torres, who used to tour with Bon Jovi.
Yep.
Well, he looked a lot like Tico Torres from Bon Jovi. He really did.
I'm pretty sure his name was Ronnie, but he did look like Tico Torres a lot.
Yeah. So he carried like a lot of the soundtrack stuff, but he had it and this was stuff on CD, he had it for crazy prices. Like, I remember in particular, the Halloween soundtrack on CD was like $30. So for a kid in like 2002, 2003, $30 for a CD is just fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think... Like like all this stuff though, what I used to do back in like the Napster days is I would burn like mix CDs of themes. I've still got like some of them, just laying around in those like CD holder catalog things people used to carry around, and it would just be like a bunch of stuff like Carpenter themes and Goblin themes, all that stuff like mixed together. So
we're doing this kind of as a test because a lot of people have requested us talk about soundtracks and vinyl and the collector's mentality of collecting vinyl, which is just blew up. And I think a lot of that definitely has to do with Waxwork Records. Which was do you guys remember the first horror soundtrack that you got on vinyl, though? It doesn't necessarily have to be Waxwork, because there were a couple of other companies doing it at the time.
So I had vinyl, for a while. Like, I mean, I would grab some here and there. I had Lost Boys and stuff like that just because I was collecting all things Lost Boys. Fright Night, I had those way back. But like when this little boom happened where all these companies started coming out with soundtracks and scores and stuff like that, I can tell you the first one when it got to that era, like right around this time before before Waxwork started, some company, and it might have been Death Waltz, I don't remember, but they put out The Last House on the Left. Somebody did. You could get it in cassette, CD, vinyl. And I bought the vinyl because I absolutely love that soundtrack, and I didn't own it. And my uncle had it on CDs, so we used to listen to it all the time, like when he'd work out and stuff. So I jumped all over that, and I don't know who put that out originally, but that was the first one in this kind of new wave of vinyl that I bought.
I had this hanging on the wall forever, but the first actual like soundtrack score vinyl that I remember buying, that I think I got at that place in Whitesburg that I can't remember the name of now, but that was like, Whitesburg is a part of Kentucky that kind of became like a little hipster like town that they redid everything in, and like they're selling moonshine and fucking putting vinyls out, that kind of place.
Roundabout Music's the name of that place, by the way. Yeah. And
I looked forever to find this, and finally found it down there, and it was the Return of the Living Dead soundtrack. So it's not anything that was released by any of these companies. It's just like the original soundtrack, which I found while I was out there looking for this other stuff. So that's the first one that I can remember, like actively like trying to find.
Yeah, and that's one that they did re-release, oddly enough. That was one that I was thinking that may not get a re-release just because of so many different bands was on it and all that. But the first one I can recall was from Mondo. I think it was before I even had a record player. I just bought it because the cover was so fucking cool and I love that soundtrack. And it was Fulci's The Beyond, which was probably about 10 years ago, I guess, when they came out with that one.
Yeah, that's hanging on the wall right here in front of me.
Yeah, I had that thing hanging on my wall for probably a year or two before I even got a record player. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the big ones. I think that, there's a few of them. I think I bought one of the Mondo's first Halloween re-releases as well, and I didn't have the player for it either. So there were a couple like that.
I found a bunch of Death Waltz stuff. Like, I didn't realize how much of that stuff I had either, but, like, I've got a lot of those, too. If we ever decide to do a Death Waltz.
Year one. Yeah.
Death Waltz year one. Mm-hmm. So, with this show, though, since there's so few titles to talk about, and there's some of them I believe that we do not have, but we'll still mention them on here. We're going to go through some of the variants as well. Like, I know, Garrett, you've got a few that's not opened that you're probably not going to want to open, but all of mine are, I've got 3 of them. They're all 3 open, so I don't care to show you guys the variants on mine. But let's go ahead and get started. I did print out the Wikipedia article on Waxwork Records. It was formed in 2013 and founded by Kevin Bergeron and Sue Ellen Thoto, baby. They're based out of... Sue Ellen! Let me tell you something, Sue Ellen! I want all your records, baby! I want every variant! They're based in New Orleans and specialize in classic cinema, horror, cult, sci-fi scores with the highest quality packaging. Most of the time in 180-gram vinyl. And the first big release, we'll get into it. And I remember when they were hyping this stuff up, because this was a new company. I think they were hyping their stuff on Facebook initially with the website and showing off a lot of these different variants. And I believe one of you guys have this one. I do not. The Richard Band soundtrack for Reanimator, which is essentially a Bernard Herrmann score, I would say. Ooh, you both have it.
Oh, God. So let's see. Yeah. Mine's opened. I don't know.
Mine is open too. Let's see.
Let's see if you guys got the same one. And I'll go over the different...
Oh, yeah. This is lovely.
Variants here, because there's a few. Oh, that's white and green marbled vinyl.
Oh.
Ooh, you got the... Now, there's one that's glow in the dark.
Maybe it's
supposedly.
Let's see. Does yours say cat dead on it?
Cat dead, details later, yeah.
Yeah, this is cool looking, though. Very cool.
So there's like 4 different versions of this. Green marble vinyl, glow in the dark vinyl, green and white swirl, which I guess is Uncle Bill's. Here, let's see if we can solo Uncle Bill while he's showing the...
Oh, look at it. Look at how nice that is.
Wow.
I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to turn it around. You're going to look at the back of it. Look.
Man, that's such a great soundtrack score, that movie, man.
That's some quality packaging there, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I always liked the artwork for Reanimator. Ooh. I just think that the score is a total rip-off of Psycho.
Oh, what you got there?
Is yours in there? Do you have one in there, bro?
Shh, son of a bitch.
This is actually pretty sweet.
I'm going to have to do like you here in a minute and go on fucking eBay and be like, God damn it.
I ain't got damn poster of mine.
This artwork is by Ghoulish Gary Pullen did this artwork too, so it's kind of cool. 11 by 14, folded right inside here. I kind of never realized it until I just looked at it. So
I ain't got it. I don't fucking have it. It's gone. I don't know.
Holy shit. Yours didn't come with a poster. I'd send them an email. Say, hey.
I probably did. I just probably lost it along the way somewhere.
So, 4 different versions of this one, though. It did receive a re-release a couple of years ago. And they've reissued a lot of this stuff. There's only very few, I think, that they've never had a reissue on, but green marbled, you have a glow-in-the-dark version, a green and white swirl, which that was Uncle Bill's, it looks like, and the clear with green and yellow splatter. So Garrett's must have been the green marbled version. Is there like a little pattern going on there? With
it was a little bit, but not much. Yeah, it was like a little bit.
So yeah, 4 different versions of that. That was their very first release in 2013.
So as you can see, we were kind of already all in at that point already. Like we started out, right away. And I kind of remember when that happened. And at that time, I didn't have a player at all either. And I ended up picking one up. And that's kind of where I think as we start getting through the years and even into here is I started buying a lot. But like my system here is not great. Like I have a player, but it's running through like my surround sound speakers, like for my movie room, like stuff. And I just don't have a good setup. And I felt like it sounded fine. Like sometimes I'd pop it on and like if I was working down here doing something or organizing, but the quality, I could have had a better setup. And I think that's what it became more of like, I'm buying it to listen to, then I'm buying it just to buy it and collect it. And that's why a lot of mine are not open, because I kind of changed my tune with it just due to the fact that I just didn't have space to buy like new speakers and, just different things to make it sound better. And I think that's kind of where things kind of went wrong for me when it came to collecting these things. And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more.
Ryan Adkins is saying if Uncle Bill got the repress or reprint, the poster didn't come with it. So maybe
it's very possible that's what it is then, yeah.
That was one that I think initially when it first came out, it sold out pretty quick, if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't that weird too? Because that is basically the soundtrack to Psycho. so you wouldn't think that it would be fucking that popular, but it is.
I've always felt that, man. I mean, watching Reanimator every time, I'm like, how in the hell did they get away with that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Zero credit given either. There's nothing on. So yeah, that's just weird.
It's still great though. I don't know. It fits and everything. It's just.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Vanilla Ice or something, and Queen's Under Pressure. It's like the same thing, same idea.
Yeah, and you know what else is? I feel like doing all these streams and stuff, we never really talk about Reanimator or have talked about Reanimator much. And man, that is still like one of the best in my opinion. And that's just one that I'm surprised we don't really hype up or talk about more. I don't know why, but. Always been a favorite of mine since the beginning of like collecting and VHS and stuff, and all around such a great movie.
Yeah, I think definitely influential for Dead Pit as well. I mean, we've reviewed the movie before. I think it's getting there's a new 4K possibly coming out of that this year. Yeah. Definitely a new version of some sort, because they recorded some interviews just a couple of weeks ago regarding it, and I tried to get some info, but you know how them fuckers are. Even fucking Arrow won't tell me nothing, assholes.
Which is funny since they leaked all their shit out like not too long ago.
Do you guys ever double dip on cool variants?
No. If I'm spending $40, I'm not double dipping on shit.
I did once that I recall. But I ended up selling off one of them. And it's not in this year, but it's Waxwork, but it's coming up in another year. But yeah, I bought 2, and I sold off 1. Not on purpose. It's just I had 2, and I was like, I guess I don't need to have 2. But.
The next one, though, we'll go ahead and get to release number 2, because I think this is an excellent soundtrack. I love this soundtrack, and I have it, but I do not have the vinyl version of it. I have it on CD. Uncle Bill, did you find your copy of it?
What is it?
Day of the Dead.
It's the darkest day of horror the world's ever known.
No, I definitely didn't find that.
So, the reason, and it's kind of weird, I guess, the reason I never did buy this is because I've always hated that artwork that Waxwork did. What?
Nothing. Just the chat.
Oh, okay. And I don't know if you guys are like that, but I mean, like, to me, the classic Day of the Dead poster art.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what so, I mean, and they've re-released it numerous times. I think it's back on there.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get that because I can't. I'm not going to lie about it. Like, I can't find that, and I know that I had that at one time.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off more than anything.
Yeah,
that's another thing too. There's 6 variants. Is that what you're saying?
6 variants. Yeah.
That was one I sold. I've talked about this on plenty of streams and videos. Is that the vinyl game? I was in it, and like I said, I wasn't even opening them at that point. They were just taking up shelf room. So I was like, you know what? I can probably sell some of these just to continue with collecting other things. So I started kind of purging a lot of them away. And Day of the Dead was one that I did sell off. And there's a couple from this first year that I had sold off. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that artwork. The soundtrack and the score is great, but yeah, that one fell wayside in my little purge that I did either last year or the year before. I think.
That guy, John Harrison, I think who it is one of the most underrated musicians, composers, whatever you want to call it, that there is out there, because he did Creepshow as well, and like those are the 2 of the best soundtracks out there, really.
Yeah, and we'll be definitely talking about Creepshow a little bit later. But yeah, I mean the I think as far as the artwork goes, that this is probably one of the worst covers that Waxwork has ever done, and that's probably the only reason I never did buy it, to be honest with you. Which I know is kind of silly, but 6 different versions though. You have in 2013 a yellow and cream marble.
Cream.
Green, a military green, creamy, blue and red swirl. 2014, they had a gray zombie skin swirl, a gray marbled swirl, red and blue, red smear on clear, and they had
Excuse me? Did you say red smear on clear?
Clear. Red smear on clear.
Clear. Red smear on clear. Got it.
That was 2017. And last year's was a teal with a blue swirl, baby. And they had another version of red, yellow, and black smoke. So about any color of the rainbow you want, if you want Day of the Dead, by God, you can get it.
I'm surprised that's still available because I'm surprised it's been re-released. So I guess
that's a big seller, evidently.
Based on your, like, you know, these are the same as, you know, some of the physical media stuff that we talk about with like Blu-rays and stuff. The value of these for collecting purposes is obviously you want to have one of the earlier pressings. Is that obviously is more valuable than a current, correct?
Yeah, some of these are, I guess there's lesser numbers for certain variants as well. I'm not really sure.
You never know what variant you're going to get.
Yeah, you do. You can pick.
Waxwork's like a box of chocolates.
Oh, that's true. You get to pick. Yeah.
So, yeah, as far as the soundtrack goes, though, Day of the Dead's one of the very best. I honestly think it may be better than Dawn of the Dead soundtrack.
Personally, me, I'm a big Dawn guy all around, so I don't know.
I was going to say, like, I just can't. It is, like, one of the best horror soundtracks out there, and it's completely different than anything else, like, in the horror field, like, the way that it's kind of got, like, a island vibe to it and everything, but I don't know. There's something about Goblin doing.
Yeah, my Dawn didn't make the purge, so I still have that one.
Yeah, I found that one in the process of this too.
Yeah, I didn't sell that one off.
Phantasmat says that he got the original first press with the old artwork.
Nice.
Tell me more, Matt. I thought they all had that shitty fucking like red and cream colored zombie artwork.
I thought so too, but maybe for some reason I almost feel like another company put it out because I kind of remember it around the time as that last house came out.
Old Curtis says there's only 3 variants of the posters that he sent CK and Uncle Bill. Hey, I've got them right here. I've got 2 of them right here.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you guys open those yet?
No, I'm waiting on old shit ass to get down here and get all of his shit.
I was waiting on
you
you to fucking say something.
Well, then just wait till it gets a little warmer so he's not gonna slip on that, fall through that ice. On the way
Dude,
over.
let me tell you something about how fucked up Kentucky weather is, Garrett, to give you an idea. Okay, I know you're in the Northeast and it's probably still
It's
a
probably
foot
the
of
same. It was like 66 the other day. It snowed all last night. It's like 30 degrees right now. So I don't know if that's what you guys are getting, but it's been crazy.
Well, it's 70 degrees on Friday during the day. And then by the next morning, it was seriously a foot of snow, pretty much.
It was, yeah.
Okay. So, and it was ice cold yesterday. And then today, all the snow is melted.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
like
all gone.
50 degrees.
Yeah.
It's cold today, but the snow is pretty much melted today. Tomorrow is supposed to be warm. Well, warmer. But yeah, it's been a weird winter for sure because it was in the 60s last week, no doubt.
Well, I think it's supposed to be back up in the 60s and 70s this week again. So, yeah, but everybody's agreeing. Dirk Hall says, I agree. The artwork with the Day of the Dead, he was scratching his head on that one.
I think it really has to do with the artist that they choose for it because there's another one in year one that I love the score, but I didn't buy it because I was just not attracted to the artwork at all. And I think it might be the next one that we're going to talk about, but it's one of the.
Is there an exorcism going on there, Uncle Bill? What's going on?
Yeah.
He's got he's got a soundtrack playing in the background for like
Fucking
to go with the show.
power of Christ.
I told you about another idea I've got for a shirt, right? I'm just writing them all down. So I unfortunately, thanks to Carter Redention, had to watch Exorcist 2, The Heretic, right?
Fuck, I did too, yeah.
We'll talk about that. We got the sequelitis show coming up on Thursday, but how about this one? Electric Pazuzu, Exorcist 2.
I like it.
That's pretty great.
Or Exorcist 2, Electric Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. Yeah.
I actually think that's pretty good. I like that.
This is time stamped. It's copywritten by God.
You're gonna have like a picture
fucking fright rags.
Linda Blair with that fucking blinking machine, like going back and forth.
And you're gonna do the green logo. That was I dare you to buy DVDs.
Whoever greenlit that fucking movie, they ought to be fired. They should be. Oh my god.
God damn. I don't even know. I mean, that's going to be an epic fucking review, by the way. Jesus Christ. Not too many sequelitis shows you're going to really put over Chud 2 over a movie, but I'll probably do that.
It's so true. I have a question though, before we go on any further with any of this other like Waxwork stuff.
What you got?
Somebody needs to tell me what the fuck this is and where I got it because I don't remember buying it at all. I found it out there with the other stuff.
Woo!
Okay, it's signed by Tom Holland. I have no idea.
Dark Delicacies.
Maybe.
That's sick, dude. It's one of my favorite soundtracks. I don't have that repressing. I just have the original one.
I think
back in the day, but that's sick.
I think Tom lives right near Dark Delicacies, and he signs shit all the time there. So that's the only thing I can think of.
Night Fever Music. If somebody on the chat knows where the hell this came from, just tell me because I have no fucking clue.
Keep thinking
awesome,
the
dude.
Bee Gees song.
Now, does that have all the original? Is that all the original soundtrack, like Fright Night and Come to Me and all that stuff on there?
We got another celebrity here, Bulls. Paul Smith. I thought he died.
Yeah, it's Fright Night by the J. Giles Band. You Can't Hide from the Beast Inside. Good Man in a Bad Time. Rock Myself to Sleep. Yeah. Let's Talk. Armies of the Night. Give It Up. Save Me Tonight. Bopping Tonight. And Come to Me.
Dude, that's a great album, man. Great album.
Boom, boom. Yep. That fucking dance scene. I don't care what anybody says. That's awesome.
Oh, dude.
Well, that's another one now that movie is getting a re-release again this year in 4K, according to Tom Holland.
I freaking can't wait, man. That's one of my favorites. It's just, I've been saying this, like, people always ask, like, oh, what do you think a perfect movie is? Like, perfect movie is hard, and I think it's really subjective, but to me, man, I think Fright Night is pretty perfect as far as just an overall, you know, just the tone of that is, like, right exactly what I want in, like, horror. So, I love that. Speaking of that, next Sunday, I'll be on Justin Ryan's channel talking about all things Fright Night, so come check it out.
Cool.
Week from today. Yeah. What the heck happened over there? How did everything just go dead silent?
Justin's a good guy. I don't know. It's like there's an exorcism in a vet's office or something like that. It sounded like.
No, but it was just like ruckus, and all of a sudden it just stopped.
He put his mic on mute. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Must be like hell over there.
Listen.
I just heard like silence. I'm like, what had happened? Did somebody?
You don't.
You offed somebody.
Oh, fun times. No.
Jake Courthouse, real quick. I'd rather watch Exorcist 2 than Exorcist the Beginning. At least Exorcist 2 has James Earl Jones in a locust costume, that is pretty funny, I gotta say. I completely forgot about that, though. Like, this is the first time that I'd seen Exorcist 2 in probably 15 years or longer. And that'd probably be the last time I ever watch it.
I mean, I remember going to see The Beginning, or was it The Beginning of Dominion? Whatever the one hit the movie theater I saw, and I was just like, what the hell, you know?
There's two of them that are basically like exactly the same in terms of just unwatchable shittiness. Dominion and I can't remember the other one now.
The beginning,
yeah.
Yeah. It's like they were fighting for the prequel, remember? They each made a movie and like, mine's the prequel.
That's right, yeah.
Which one sucked the least?
Oh, that's it. He's going to off somebody right now.
I think my wife's watching this show, too. She died laughing just now. So,
this is going to sound good on the audio version.
Well, we don't care. We don't give a shit. Everybody can check out the audio version eventually. It'll be up on the podcast, too. You can hear the dog exorcism live audio form.
You're correct, Matt. Love Linda Blair. She does look good in that movie.
She does. She's got a very annoying voice, though, in that movie, I thought. I don't know if it was just me, but...
You leave Linda alone, will you?
No.
Everything about that fucking movie is annoying. Really.
I remember when I watched it initially, I was thinking that Louise Fletcher was playing her mother in it for some reason. I don't know why.
Did you notice, too, that in that movie...
They do kind of look alike.
Everybody forgot how to act. Like, every scene in that movie, you're just like, these people, like, won Academy Awards, and it's just awful. Like, all the interactions...
Well, it was the biggest budget Warner Brothers movie at the time, too. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that was it was a $12 million movie for 1977. Lord, I guess it's because they filmed a lot of it in fucking Zimbabwe or wherever the hell they filmed it at.
Yeah, you kind of look at that movie like, where in the hell did that money go? Because it really takes place like two spots.
Half of that damn movie looks like it was filmed where they filmed the Ten Commandments or something.
Yeah.
So let's continue on here. The third one's a very old, well, a lot older than the other two. Christopher Kameda, the soundtrack for Rosemary's Baby from 1968. Well, I thought that was kind of a weird choice.
I think it's a great score. I love the movie, but I passed on that vinyl mainly because I just thought the artwork was another one that just looked bad. It just Waxwork to me is like bright colors and fancy artwork and busy, and I didn't like it. It just was too bland looking. It just wasn't something that it didn't really grab my attention. So that was one from this year that I totally avoided.
Yeah, that's one that I'll probably never purchase unless I were, if Deep Discount or one of those sites had it for crazy cheap. That would be the only way I would ever get it. But
I love the movie.
Go ahead.
I went back and watched the movie like just a couple months ago, and I forgot like how well made that movie is. But like you're right though, the soundtrack, it's good, but it's not like anything that I'm going to run out and buy. I mean, it's just not as memorable as the rest of the ones that we've talked about.
Right.
So 6 different versions. There is Frosted Clear, a Baby Blue and Deep Red, Burgundy, Clear with Black Smoke, and there was a re-release that just came out actually. Tannis Root. I think it's like a green color or something like that. So Matt was asking, I do not have, I don't think any of us have that one. The original release.
I never bought that one.
Oh, he has the original release is what he's saying. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of aspects of it. I mean, I like the movie okay. It's not one that I go back to very often. I think Criterion released a new version of that, didn't they? Not too long ago.
Yeah, the Blu-ray. Yeah, I think I don't know if it was a 4K or Blu-ray, but I have it. I love it. I think it deserved a Criterion release. It was such a great movie.
I think this was the first time that it was re-released. Though, was the one this year. It'd been out of print for a long time.
So I mean, you can kind of round out like your year one collection if you really wanted to. You missed out on stuff because we just said like Day of the Dead's still available. This is still available. I don't know if Reanimator's still available, but it'd be kind of cool to round it out. I'm gonna hold myself back from doing it, but it's cool. I've already kind of I dug myself in a hole because I've sold a lot of really rare ones that I'm not gonna pay that kind of money to get back. So, but there's certain ones like that Texas Chainsaw 2 is like, it's been like, I'm back and forth with that like every day. And what's going to happen is it's going to sell out and I'm going to be mad at myself. So, but I don't know. As we get through each year, I might go back and bite the bullet.
Did you know this? Oh, look here. Did you know though that they number the spines, Garrett? Waxwork does.
No, I mean, I'm sure from a collector standpoint, it's cool. But, if I just wanted to be like, oh, look, here's all the ones from year one. Like, at this point, I'm more like, that's all I would really care about. But like I said, I'm going to do my best to try not to go back and buy a lot of this stuff. I'll actually try to maybe sell some of this off as we go through some of these different years. But we'll see.
Cujo. That's a vicious-looking dog that Uncle Bill's got.
Cujo.
That's his name, Cujo. Princess Cujo.
I'd pick her up, but she'd probably bite the piss out of my hand if I tried to like
it. It is a little Cujo. Now, how big is she going to get? Because I feel like she hasn't really gotten big at all since you've got her.
I feel like she's not going to get much bigger than this. Like she's
just that.
She's like 4 months old, so I don't think it's getting much better. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
So she's going to stay really small then, huh?
She's a tiny little compact thing.
Wow.
Savannah was looking for shit because I was trying to get her to look for the Creepshow record, and she didn't find that. But I don't even remember this. She found this. And
Hell yeah.
Phantasm.
That's Mondo. I love that release. Yeah.
And this, which I don't.
Yeah.
This is the original. This is the original. Like
great
LP.
Soundtrack.
Yeah, so there's that, but it's not what I was looking for per se.
I think T-Shirt Joe got us that Phantasm one at one of those Texas conventions, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, continuing on, I think this is one of the coolest. There's a couple that are really cool in the first year, and I think we all have this, or Garrett might have sold his, I'm not really sure. The second John Harrison release, Creepshow from 1982.
I ain't selling Creepshow. Hell no.
You got yours, Uncle Bill? Did you lose it?
I have that, but like I said earlier on, like I don't know where it's at. That's the one I was trying to find.
Mine is actually signed by John Harrison, if you can see that there.
Ooh. How'd you do that?
Look here. think it was Dark Delicacies. Dark Delicacies, baby.
Oh, you know what I got? Meteor shit.
Yeah, I got the same one, the Meteor shit vinyl. I think they have 10 variants for Creepshow. They've re-released Creepshow more than any other soundtrack.
It's just look at this artwork though, man. It's Gary Pullen again. This is awesome. This is what I think of when I think of Waxwork. Oh, nice.
I think that's really
like a book almost.
That's what separates them too from all the other kind of vinyl pressers. And that's somebody mentioned like, why did the other ones stop doing it? I mean, like people buy the most collectible versions of those, I think, and those you can't beat that packaging at all.
Do you have this like mine came with this like these cards or something? What is all this? Here.
Yeah, mine came with a
like this thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Something else in here. What do you?
Well, I don't know if they've done any other ones where it's almost like a book on the inside.
Oh, that's what I see. The book.
Yeah. Well, it's just a separate insert.
Yeah, no, this is sweet.
How do you like the artwork on this, though?
I love it, and I think it goes pretty well if you have the other one as well. I think it kind of flows pretty well with it.
Yeah, I really like it too. I just wish like the only thing is like the colors don't really pop like a comic book or whatever. But it's just nitpicking.
Listen, yeah, you're too damn picky.
Listen,
that thing's off the chain.
This soundtrack's freaking killer, though. I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah, it's got Fluffy Eats Wilma on here.
And I think that I may be wrong on this, but it's the 40th anniversary of Creepshow this year. I'm thinking that we may get a 4K coming.
Yeah, I think we will. I think Scream Factory did a real good job with their last release, so it's just a kind of a bummer that release is already going to be kind of like put on the back burner as like a big deal, you know. But I'm definitely down for anything Creepshow for sure.
So let's get into the variants here. I know that there was, let's see, 10 different versions.
There was a variant for like each one though, wasn't there? Like each story had some sort of different variant.
Yes.
Yeah, they have Ocean Blue, Meteor Shit Green, Fluffy Fur Gray with Blood Clot Splatter, Cake Icing with White and Blood Clot Splatter, Cockroach Brown. The repress was the Creeper Edition, whatever the hell that is. There was a purple one. Well, listen, the repress was what? The first one was released in 2014. Then they had them in 2015, 2017, and again in 2021. So, damn, purple. You had red and blue smoke, translucent green with black smoke, and a sea algae color.
That's cool, though. I love that they did like that for each story.
Yeah, that was the thing I remember about it the most.
Have y'all seen our buddy Cool Duder's directing Mistletoe Massacre?
Yeah, saw that.
Yeah, that's great. I don't give a fuck what he's doing.
What?
Fist.
Oh my god.
Ring the bell. Here he comes to direct.
He's pissed off. Curly Jaw says that Creepshow 3 needs some love. Well, they did do.
Does it?
They did do a Creepshow 2 vinyl soundtrack. Maybe they can do Creepshow 3 this year.
Do you remember why I was mad at this Creepshow 2 vinyl?
No.
When it came out? Oh, because they didn't have Luger's theme song on. I was so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like looking around. I'm like, where is it? No.
I don't remember one single story from Creepshow 3 now. I know we shit all over that movie, but I
know that
everything about it.
The guy that he dies choking on a hot dog or something, doesn't he? That was one of them.
I just remember like a neighborhood and like there was like a girl, and I don't really remember much about it.
Bunch of horse shit. What that was.
Well, you know, if Vinegar Syndrome come out with it, though, people'd start championing it.
We're just going to shit on a whole bunch of different labels today. A bunch of different people.
Well,
true.
We're putting over Waxwork, though. They're sort of the big deal. But yeah, that's the thing, too, you want to definitely mention is the packaging, the attention to detail with all their releases. You know, there's other studios that release, you know, Light in the Attic and Mondo, Death Waltz. But I don't know if any of them have that kind of attention to detail with their releases and just variant colors. A lot of the studios still do, which I'm fine with, just the regular black vinyl. But yeah, I mean, all of their releases have something special, and yeah.
It's definitely, they do a great job, and they always did, and that's why I'm always on the fence about buying them, even though I'm like, I'm done with vinyls and I'm selling them and I'm not going to do this anymore. It's just another collection I don't really need to continue on with. And I always find myself, you know, itching to buy it. So, you know, it's a tough one because they're so good looking that it's hard to not want it. Because they look good framed too. If you have the space, you know, vinyls framed look really cool as well. And the artwork is killer. Oh, yeah. See, I don't have.
You got that yet? Get it. Buy it now.
I would love to get. I love that score, man.
I just bought it for the fucking artworks because that's what you're talking about. Honestly, I love that soundtrack as well. But seriously, like that's some of the best shit, the best design I've ever seen.
Yep, I agree.
So yeah, that was one of their more recent ones. They've been releasing I think a lot of their stuff has been delayed due to the plants being backed up and stuff. So I think they've got a few more. Like Texas Chainsaw 2 was one recently that they released. The Carrie soundtrack.
Chud.
Well, Chud was a re-release, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice artwork though on that. Really nice.
And
the Texas Chainsaw 2 artwork is great too.
One that I'm probably going to buy the day of is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They're doing that one, and that one will sell out very quickly. Texas Chainsaw 2 is almost sold out right now, I've heard.
Look at this. He's just got people handing him vinyls. He's got the life over there.
He's found something pornographic in there, probably.
It's like a laser disc of one.
I read what
video. I'm not going to show this.
I read what you put, Dirk. I'm just, Uncle Bill might want to read that, but I'm not going to. I don't want to start any more shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She brought me a ton of shit. None of it's the shit that I was looking. But whatever.
She couldn't find Chopping Mall, because that's the next one.
I didn't buy Chopping Mall. Nor do I think I ever will.
I sold Chopping Mall, so it's gone. I sold it off. Actually, not too long ago. I thought it was it was like, I think I had a pink vinyl, and the cover was all right. It's very 80s looking, and that's why I bought it. But yeah, that's gone.
There's a pink one and there's a yellow one. And there's only two different versions. So that was like of year one, that was the smallest run of variants that Waxwork did. Yeah, I mean, I remember Chopping Mall kind of a little bit, but I don't remember the soundtrack at all.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't either. I just bought it for the artwork, and it looked so awesome.
Don't remember a damn thing about it.
Anthony, thank you for the super chat, sir. What is up, Bulls? Would you mind sharing all of your audio setup for your vinyls? I mean, I don't have model numbers or anything, but I've got an Audio Technica turntable, an Onkyo receiver, and a couple of the Klipsch bookshelf speakers. And it's thumping, man. And I have an Onkyo subwoofer, too. It's thumping, boys. It's a real banger of a system, Uncle Bill.
I mean, it's funny, though.
Oh, go ahead,
because that's almost exactly my same setup, except I've got like 12-inch Klipsch speakers that Dad had. That's what I'm running through. And like,
dude, now them Klipsch fucking speakers are off the damn chain, dude.
Yeah.
If Garrett, if you're in the market for getting something where you can really enjoy that shit, those speakers would be the way to go.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it because Anthony probably wasn't here earlier, but that's what I said. My issue was with Waxwork is not them, but my vinyl collecting. Like, I was collecting them, listening to them, but my setup's really poor. I've just got a generic turntable. I run the damn thing out of my surround sound speakers down here, and it wasn't really a good setup. So I kind of stopped opening them up and stuff like that. So I definitely need a little bit of a better setup myself. It's just trying to find space for speakers and stuff. So
Christian Hannah Horror's in the house. He lives right down the road from Waxwork Records headquarters. Won't you get us some, see if you can pick us up some shit and save us some money on shipping?
Yeah, you shit ass. Do it.
He had a pretty good stream tonight, actually. So, Christian, it was good. I had a fun watch on that.
What was he talking about on his stream tonight?
They were just comparing the original It and the new one, kind of going back and forth on which one they thought was better. And they brought up good points, and I think the new It is one of the better remakes that we have gotten. But obviously you got to take part 1 and 2 into consideration. I had a lot of fun with part 1. Part 2, not as much. I felt like it was really long, but they were talking about it, and it kind of makes me want to watch it again because I only saw it, I believe, in the theater because I really did like that chapter 1. And the original series with Tim Curry is a classic. So it's just kind of interesting to hear different sides of it, and talking about which ones they enjoyed, and it was a good listen.
As a movie, the It remake is I mean, I really enjoy It quite a bit, the remake, and It the original. Right. My only thing is Pennywise in the remake looks like a fucking clown from a Rob Zombie music video. It's just they kind of get into that a little bit, Yeah, whereas Tim Curry is just kind of like, that's just a weird looking guy with regular clown costume on, right?
I think that my only problem with that remake really is that the guy really did too much shit. Like, he got the eye thing going on, he's got the voice thing going on, the lip thing going on. It's like, do you really need to do all those fucking gimmicks and stuff to make it, like, scary? Like, Tim Curry really didn't do anything. He just did the voice, and then, they had him in some makeup, but I think for my money, the first half of the original It is the best of any of that stuff. But the second half is...
That's the problem. I think the first half on both of them are the stronger of the two. So then when you kind of bring in the second half, you're like, oh, you know which one is better. But I definitely think from a Pennywise standpoint, they kind of mentioned this, but Tim Curry is scary as a kid, and he's still scary now in a different way than the Skarsgård one is. Like, Tim Curry, like, it really does feel like, he's the dude that would steal you away. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like the legit, like he's going to take you away. Then the other guy just seems more of like, he's like not human or anything, and it was a good listen though.
Yeah. I thought the newer one was just too overtly, they were just trying too hard to make it look like, something from a haunted house or whatever.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like he threw every piece of shit gimmick at that, at Pennywise as he possibly could. I don't know if he really needed to do all that stuff. And it got really fucking stupid in the second one where it turns into baby Pennywise and all that. Like, I almost hate those movies now just because of that one thing. Like,
I don't remember it, man. Like,
you don't remember baby Pennywise at the end of it?
I have a tough time remembering part 2. I don't know if I was falling asleep in the theater because it was so long. I mean, I can remember him like giant Pennywise. I remember him like floating around in the balloons, like.
Did they bring in Little Tokyo to play Baby Pennywise?
So at the end of it, the second one ends, and this is another thing I hated about it. It ends because they start screaming insults at Pennywise, and it turns him into Baby Pennywise. He just kind of like melts into this little fucking Oompa Loompa looking Pennywise, and that's how the movie ends. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Well, I mean, I don't know the book. Right, like I never read the whole book. I know there was a lot into the book that they couldn't talk about here because it was just like in movies because it just wouldn't fly nowadays. But how did he die originally in the book? Were they mimicking that, or was their ending just their own thing? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I don't have the book. I don't like to read. If it's a picture book, I'll check it out.
That's a new shirt. That's a new shirt.
I don't like to read.
I've got this book.
Dude,
I can read. I can read.
In my opinion, that book is better than Scary Stories Tell in the Dark. I think that was I like that one better. It's got. I feel like the stories were just a lot cooler on that one. It had the girl with like the necklace or wrap around the choker around her neck or whatever, like the ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool. I always thought that was freaky as a kid. I would love to see that as a as a movie. Some of those
in a dark room.
Shit.
Anyway, we were. Which one are we on? Creepshow still, or did we move on? Oh no, we're at Chopping Mall.
We are on Chopping Mall. Anybody have any thoughts or opinions on that one in the chat? We will mention it on here, but it's kind of.
That was part of the purge. I think was the Chopping Mall one. I assume it's probably out of print because it sold pretty quick. Not sure if it's still available, but
yeah, they may have done a really limited run on that one too. The next one I feel like was definitely one of the top two as far as popular releases go of their original year. They did so many different variants on this, and they were all really freaking cool. And we're talking about Douglas Pipes, baby. Trick or Treat. Son of a bitch. From 2009. This is a 2014 release. And it's one of my favorite records that I've got. What's the variant you have, Uncle Bill?
Hold on.
Pull it out there, baby, and show us.
I'm going to pull it out and show you. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Whip it out and let's see what color it is, Daddy.
Hold on.
Christian, we did mention that actually. We've talked about that on the show before too. Like Adele and Casey Musgraves coming out with records last year delayed like every project. Oh, look at that.
It's candy corn.
Let's
I'm
see.
assuming.
that's
No,
what I had.
That's not the candy corn one, Uncle Bill.
Oh, it's not?
No, I've got. Well, the one I've got's candy corn splatter. Let's showcase.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe I didn't know that one.
I don't know. They might have a regular candy corn one too, because it's shaped like a candy corn.
It is. I'll take the packaging out here.
All right, so I still have the hop sticker on mine because I'm a total nerd. Yeah.
Let's get it up. Come on.
So in this one too,
The other one looks different.
You know what, you guys? I sold that, but I'm having regrets right now looking at that.
Look at this, Garrett.
Is this still available? Is that still available?
no,
Oh,
you
it's
fucked
gone?
up.
Let's start the ECW chant. You fucked up.
Nah, that was part of the purge, man. I don't think I had any of those colors that you had, Uncle Bill. Let me see what he's got. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, that's the
That's
one.
what you call candy corn splatter, baby.
Ooh, no.
I think mine came with a poster too, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look.
Yeah, there's a poster right here. Shit.
This is a killer edition, though, man. Like it's probably the one that I've listened to the most. We'll just showcase yours there, Uncle Bill. What you got?
Let's see. There's
Wait,
this.
Ryan Atkins says Trick or Treat reprint has a pre-order right now. I'm gonna buy it. Oh no, I sold it. You guys are killing me. I want it now. Shit.
So it begins.
I told you this was gonna be this series.
It's gonna be a fucking problem.
I'm trying to get out of this game, not get back into it.
Oh.
Just
Wait
when
till we
you-
get into. It was a big one I sold for big money, which I'll never get again unless they repress it.
So it's
That's
been
all I got in there. Is that?
Yeah, that was what I had too. I just.
Oh shit.
But
You suck.
yeah, this is only in the first pressing though, Garrett. You're not gonna get the poster.
That's all right. That's all right.
Let's me not be able to get it back down in here.
It's a good opportunity though. Christian said that was the one that he had too, the candy corn
Yeah,
splatter.
that's the one I had too.
Yeah, there were a bunch of different versions on this. I do remember because I was really wanting the picture disc one, which was.
Did that have
I
the
think it was-
actual candy corn on it?
It was the lollipop thing that Sam had. Yeah, and there
Oh,
was,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
sweet.
So they did do a picture disc reissue in 2017. That was the only reissue up until now, evidently, if there's one that's on there.
So let me ask you this: the picture discs are always cool, but the reason I stayed away from those on most of them is because they don't have like that front artwork, do they? Or they do? Or does it come in like a clear packaging? Because I have a picture disc for something. Might have been like, I don't know, I forget what I have, but it came in like a clear sleeve so you could actually see the disc. So basically, if you buy the picture disc, did you lose out on the actual like artwork and stuff? Do you know that?
I'm not certain. I don't think so. I think they package it just like they would normally, but I'm not 100% on that.
If anybody in the chat knows that, because I do have a picture disc that came in a clear one, not for this movie, but I'm just curious how Waxwork does it.
So they had orange and black swirl, the picture disc, just one that was orange, and then the picture disc reissue. I'm guessing it was the same one from 2014. Picture discs, they don't typically sound as good. Jerry mentioned that too, because the way that they make those, there's literally a picture under the record itself, and the grooves aren't a stick or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to get really technical.
Yeah, so they're saying poorer quality. Okay, it's good to know, because after we're done talking about all this, I may go make one big little haul.
Just one.
Well, I might as well get a couple things that I've
People
wanted.
seem to be liking this. We may do year 2 at some point. Waxwork records.
I still have a lot, but there are a lot that I got rid of. But somebody in here had something going on. Oh, you guys are killing me. Who's? I saw a comment come through. VHS Mikey. Have you not watched us before? Welcome if you haven't. But he was mentioned on media rooms. Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. It was many years to finagle this kind of thing. Many years of collecting, many years of figuring out how I wanted things set up, and then when I started YouTube, it kind of was just, okay, where's the best spot to kind of put this? So
when you're going to once you get to 1,000 subs, which we can tell everybody to subscribe over there at Born2BeRad, you're going to do a room tour video, right? Wasn't that the plan?
Yeah, it'll be pretty epic. I've already got it kind of planned out. But yeah, after I hit 1,000 subs, that video will be coming. It's the most requested video I've had since the day I started this, and I'm almost there. I'll be there very soon. I'm about like 110 subs away from it, so it'll be coming probably within the next couple months. But yeah, I'm excited to do it. I have renovations going on right now, so as soon as I can clear all this out, I'll pretty everything up, and we'll have at it for sure.
Tim Talkies. I'm gonna try to say that.
Tim, what's up, man?
Fast.
Welcome, man. He's a big vinyl collector. He has a ton of stuff, so he knows what's
cool.
Going.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
So you all want to look at some random vinyl she brought in here, just for the hell of it?
Thanks for subscribing, Jason Underwood.
Yeah, man. Show some random.
Show us some random stuff. Yeah,
This has nothing
done.
to do. This has nothing to do with anything with Waxwork, but still. There's Candyman.
Cool.
This was Light in the Attic.
Nice.
Let's see what they got now.
I want to get the soundtrack for the new one, Candyman versus White People.
Oh boy. What a.
No, God.
What?
We almost made it through this.
That's a nice. That's sick looking, man.
Yeah. Light in the Attic did put out some killer stuff.
Yeah.
So, and this I don't know where the hell this came from. But this is a fucking awesome soundtrack too.
Hell yeah. Love that movie.
It follows, bitches.
I need to watch that still. I ain't never seen it.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. We were just talking about that the other night. Yeah.
Shit, man. Let's do a watch along. I'd love to see that again. I actually saw that in the theaters twice, which I never do. I would love to watch that again. It's been a while since I've checked it out.
This is Death Waltz, I'm pretty sure. I know CK's got this one too.
No, I don't have that.
What is it, House by the Cemetery?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've got that one somewhere. Did they ever do I know I don't have it. Did they ever do City of the Living Dead, the soundtrack to that?
I almost feel like I think they did, but I don't. I could be wrong.
John Carpenter's.
Lost
That's awesome,
Things.
man. I love those.
That's the first one. Yep.
I picked up the 2 and 3 of those. They had them on Newberry Comics on clearance.
Wow.
I don't know if they still do. If you guys need them, they're like $11 a piece or something like that.
Now, did you buy it on the site, or did you go? Do you have a store?
It's on the site. We don't have stores.
Okay.
That's only up in your area.
Yeah, we have a couple. That's why I was curious to see if it was at the store. Yeah, It Follows though. We should talk about that. That's about doing.
We should do a review of that movie somehow or another. Like, I mean,
why don't we
maybe like a watch along? Yeah.
Oh, I would love to do his first time watch. Check it out.
It's a badass movie, and the soundtrack's amazing.
I'd be down, boss. It's got to be better than Exorcist 2.
Oh, way better.
Not much worse.
So, the last release of the year. Yeah, it says, Dawn of the Dude says it is on vinyl. Who did it on vinyl? Was it Mondo, maybe? Or I do need to get the Madman soundtrack as well. I think Mondo did that. I never did pick that up, oddly enough. The last one was probably one of the most sought-after ones for years, and then they finally reissued it, Uncle Bill. And that is Harry Manfredini's Friday the 13th soundtrack from 1980.
Yeah.
And there for a while, I don't think they do this anymore. Do you remember when they were putting like the really thick resealable sleeves on the on the records? Did they quit doing that?
I don't know. I think I have one on my It one. I don't have one for this though, which is weird too because you have a different sticker on yours than I do. Did you buy? Is yours a first pressing or no?
No, mine's a reprint.
Oh, okay.
Reprint. But yeah, I mean, I always loved the artwork on this too. I don't know why I didn't pick it up when it first came out.
Oh.
Do you not have this one, Uncle Bill?
I thought I had it, but I've got part 2.
I think this is like an orange. Because they've released all of the Friday the 13th ones up until all the Paramount ones from part 1 to 8. And this does coincide with something that me and Garrett was talking about before we started the stream briefly. There's a few different variants to this. Uncle Bill, do you remember I think Phantasmat's mentioned on here, the most limited one that they did?
Yeah, because he was talking about it. I hadn't thought about it in a long time until he mentioned it, but yeah, the blood-filled variant.
Now, was that just at random? Was that you had to order it? Did it come in a different package? Because this is a first pressing, and I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know. I don't know what's in here.
What if you got it though, Garrett? What if you fucking got it?
That's what I'm asking you. Was it? No. I don't know if I picked it. Like, dude, this was how many years ago? I don't remember what I did then.
I think the deal is with the blood-filled vinyl, and I've actually got a video ready of it here.
Okay.
Because I come prepared. The issue with this one is it's too thick to be in one of those sleeves. So if you were to get it, I don't remember if you had to order it or if it was just a random thing that they were sending them out. But the sleeve would be separate from the record.
Okay.
Because it is filled with.
Also, so it wouldn't be inside this then.
No.
Here's the thing though that I was trying to remember. Early on, did you get to pick still, or did they just like randomly assign you like a variant? I remember
picking the Trick or Treat ones. Because the thing with Trick or Treat is, I had bought, I think it was like the orange one or the orange and black one. And I really wanted the candy corn one, and they put more of the candy corn in stock, and I ended up buying both, and I think I sold the other one. So that you could pick some of them. I don't know about if anybody remembers about the blood-soaked or the blood-injected Friday the 13th one, let me know. But the only thing that I can remember that's close to this is the Lords of Salem record that they come out with last year. There's like 20 copies of the wooden box cover, and those were briefly on there for like 2 seconds or something.
Yeah. So Ryan Atkins says, this must be what I'm thinking of. Mondo and Death Waltz did random ones where Waxwork let you select what variants you wanted. Because I knew there were some where you just got whatever the fuck you got.
Yeah, Matt, what's interesting is the video that I've got, this guy unboxed, he won it on either eBay or Discogs or something. And it's, what would that be, almost 10 years old at this point, like 8 years old. And some of it's already looks like it's drying up or whatever. So it's one of those things that it's kind of cool and everything, but it's, you know, in definitely another 10 years or so, it's probably just going to be like red dust in there.
Well,
you know,
that's like, remember when we did, we did a video and we showed that Hills Have Eyes DVD, the slipcover that had the blood inside. You guys remember that? The remake. And I have that one, and now it's just liquid. It's not, the red is completely gone. It's like disintegrated. So it's just basically looks like a slipcover with like gel or water inside. So I'm under the assumption that that probably is exactly what's happening to those as well. It's just like disintegrates, dissolves. Yeah.
The blood-filled record, though, I did look on Discogs, and Discogs is where I'm getting most of my information here, by the way, because there's not a whole lot on as far as the dates on these releases or anything, but they've got them by year at least. So less than 75 is what they're thinking for the blood-filled records. So that's not very many. I mean, it's a little bit more than the Lords of Salem record, but the last one that sold or that was for sale was $2,800. So that's that's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, it is, but you got to think, if you're like, imagine being a Waxwork completionist, like, or completist, like you must want that real bad, you know? So, I mean, I get it. I wouldn't buy it, but I get the mindset of if you've got everything and you're like, oh, all I need is this, you know, and then I've caught up, right? Like, I mean, it's a big purchase, no doubt, but I mean, I get where they're coming from. Like I just said, I might go on there right now and buy like $100 worth of shit. For what reason? I just told you I don't even play them anymore. And I'm trying to sell some off. So, you know, I get
here's the thing.
Right?
Here we're going to give you some shit that you can get, you know, sound system wise. When you're in there cleaning the movie room and shit, you can blast some Creep Show or Day of the Dead or whatever, and it'll feel like you're in the movie. So it'll make
you know what the biggest thing is? I just got to figure out where I'm putting the speakers, because I don't have like a lot of space available, like on the floor or anything like that, or shelves. So I just got to see, like, can I get speakers that sound good that are thinner? Like, I'm just trying to see where I could put these things that, you know, it would make sense. That's the biggest issue, I think. I mean, as far as a receiver, I can make that work, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think this series might, you know, make me itchy enough to start doing that, sadly, as I'm trying to go the opposite way. But
I mean, I don't know, like with certain things like figures even though, like there's certain Holy Grail figures that I don't have and I'll probably never get because they're so fucking expensive, like the Ghost Michael Myers one, stuff like that. It's like, I mean, I'm a completionist to a point, but I'm not a completionist when it gets up to like $2,800.
Oh, of course, because if it was, you would already have it by now, right? But you know what, the thing I keep thinking about with that, because I agree, like that Ghost figure is the one that I remember vividly, like at Newberry Comics, actually, walking by it and be like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And then all of a sudden, like in 10 years, it becomes like this grail of a piece. And you're like, wow, I walked by that figure at least 20 times. And I wasn't collecting figures at that point. I was more about DVDs and stuff. So I was like, I'm not starting that collection. But man, I mean, you know, they are gonna release that again in an Ultimate. I mean, it's not gonna be the same one, but it's gonna be pretty close. There's no reason that they would let that thing just slide unless, I mean, they've got to have rights, right? Because they did the other Myers, but they didn't. Did they only do? They haven't done part 1 though, right? They only did part 2, correct?
Yeah, here recently,
so, maybe they don't have the rights to the original.
They evidently they do make refillable ones. They've done it with Alien and 30 Days of Night. There's a company
that refills them. If you could find, I wonder how much it costs to refill an album.
I'll tell you, man. Like another idea for the ink or whatever the hell's in them that would be cool would be Reanimator, the serum or whatever. Like that would be one that I would really like. John Cressip, if you guys want to ask any questions or anything, because I think we're done as far as the first year goes. Like I said, we have 84 releases like Scream Factory. And give us some feedback on this. I mean, these, I think we've all kind of collected this sort of thing, but this is not anything that we normally talk about. But John says, part of me just misses the old-fashioned black vinyl with the cool cover and the poster inside. Color vinyls, I can take or leave.
I like the color. I always think it's just a little bit cool extra. But yeah.
What time is it? Like,
look, I've still got 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're early. Get to bed.
Ron Atkins is calling you out too, Uncle Bill. Where the fuck are them Fulci videos at?
I'm ready. Let's do it. We'll do it on Tuesday.
Too sleepy to know. It's bedtime.
Go now.
She had to make her cameo, boss.
Let's say Tuesday, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do because I think the first show should be like the trilogy. So I'll just do See the Living Dead, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery.
Well, that could be 3 shows.
It could be, but fuck it, let's just get those out of the way because I'm not really interested in doing those. To be honest, I want to get into other shit like Conquest and New York Ripper that people are just like.
Now.
So,
are you going to be doing this live, or how's this going to work?
I always do them live. Okay. Fuck it, we do it live.
So live, it's, I don't know, whenever Uncle Bill time, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, Tuesday at 7. Tuesday at 7. Sounds good.
Everybody.
Donald the Dude already wants us to go into year 2, boys. Let's do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you guys.
Right now.
Kind of what Wes said was, this isn't my forte. I mean, I collect them. I'm not a huge, I know everything about vinyls and audio equipment and all that stuff. It was just more horror stuff that I was collecting. And, obviously, as you can see, it's not as jacked up as my Scream Factory collection was. But definitely cool to have you guys talk about this with, for sure. And, especially people in the chat, because I know there are a lot of hardcore collectors out there that I think would be cool to just kind of reminisce about this kind of stuff.
It's a weird thing about it. I never really got into collecting, not obsessively collecting vinyls either, though. Not to the degree that I did figures, or not to the degree that I had posters or Blu-rays or anything like that. I don't know why. I just never really did.
Ryan says maybe do a Mondo/Death Waltz video.
I do have a bunch of that shit. I'll say that.
I mean, I think I don't know. Does that site show you years? Because if you want to just do our collection of those,
I think that would probably be that'd be easier. Yeah,
and keep this one year by year for Waxwork, and then the other ones it's just whatever we have from Mondo Death Waltz bring out, and I can play that game. I've got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Waxwork is the one that you want to go year by year with, just because it's primarily our audience, our genre, if you will. Whereas Mondo, Waxwork is kind of all over the place sometimes. They did do the Bloodsport one, right? So,
well, I'm on the site right now. They have Malignant. That's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, dude. I could just.
Here he goes. He's fun.
This is bad.
Oh.
Shoot.
What I would honestly recommend though is figure out a place where you can put a decent sound system. Because you already have a bunch of records that you probably have never listened to, right?
Oh, tons, yep.
So just do that first. If anything, I'm sure you've got you've probably got some New Kids on the Block stuff or whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I got some Prince. I got I got Vanilla Ice.
I got some Milli Vanilli.
I saw that vinyl. That's sick. But you know what's funny is if there's big Waxwork collectors in here, let me know. I swear, I got to look at my emails. I ordered this Fear Street set. I know I did, but I don't have it.
I don't think it's shipping yet, is it?
It said it doesn't say pre-order on here. It's just add to cart, but it's got to be coming because I did order that because I loved the look of those sleeves.
Cannibal Holocaust would be a good soundtrack, actually.
Yes, it would.
I don't know if they've.
Don't start talking about it.
This a watch along we need to do.
No way. No way. I'll never watch it again.
That's the one you need. Random Striper.
Dude, I love Striper, man. Hell yeah.
Just random shit I had laying around.
Oh my god, I love that, dude.
I've got so many
so good.
I got so many 80s metal albums. I couldn't even tell you. Like,
I found the Quiet Right metal health record like in a bunch of, like there were a bunch of records from the flea market, like Christmas records, and there was like a Smurfs record, and right behind the Smurfs record was fucking Quiet Right.
That's right. I've got that one, and I've got the second one too. What is it, like Critical Condition or something like that?
Yeah.
The second Quiet Right.
Like Soldiers on Command. I like that Striper album.
I've got the original Wasp record too. That's a fucking classic. That's one
Wasper.
that I don't think they've ever re-released. Maybe they have now, but last time I looked, they'd never re-released that first one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums from the 80s.
Yeah. So we could even go through, do a show on that, like 80s metal records or something.
We'd be here all night then, because I've seriously got like probably 150 or something like that.
Dude, I even have Dio, the remastered versions of Master of the Moon and Killing the Dragon with the lenticular vinyl.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. I have, you know what I ended up grabbing? Like, I grabbed a lot of albums for songs that I liked from movies of like, so I have that Lion album that's got that song from Friday the 13th that Crispin Glover dances to.
Oh, yeah.
I have that actual album from Lion, and there's another, I bought that, how's it called?
Oh, Carter Jaws is a Dio fan.
Oh, sick. That band that did April from Killer Party, I bought their actual album. White Sister it's called. So I got that. No, I bought a lot of that kind of stuff.
See, there ain't no band that could be called White Sister now. They get in trouble.
Hey! Oh, man, this could be bad.
Uncle Bill's Merciful Fate collection?
Look, cuz! I can't even do it. I can't get that high if I wanted to. But yeah, I do have a couple Merciful Fate albums.
I do not have the Fuck Like a Beast 12-inch single from Wasp. I know what you're talking about, though.
Pharaoh.
You know, Blackie Lawless will not sing that song anymore.
Because he's like a born-again Christian or something like that, isn't he?
He changes it to Pray Like a Beast.
Sean Brown, yeah, they were talking about that earlier about the vinyl picture discs lacking quality. Yep.
But I know Phantasmat. I know Girl School because that was Motorhead champion them back in the day.
I'll tell you another band that I was listening to not too long ago. Me and Uncle Bill used to listen to back in the day. The Runaways, boys. The fucking Runaways.
Have you guys seen that movie, by the way, with Scout and all that?
I never did watch that movie.
I saw it. I didn't.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, for what it is, I thought it was a good one. I've watched it a couple times.
I don't like Dakota Fanning. I don't know what it is about her, but it's just I have a block against anything with Dakota Fanning.
Kristen Stewart's like, I kind of don't want to watch her either.
She did all right. I actually felt bad for Scout because I went to a convention right when that movie was coming out, and she was really promoting it hard. It was like, it was like posters of her.
Let me in, by God.
It was her, Dakota Fanning, and Kristen Stewart like on these posters, and I was like, oh wow, she got a really good role in this with being around those. She was barely in it, dude. She played Lita Ford. She barely got any time. I kind of felt bad. I wasn't sure if they cut a lot of stuff out with her.
Really?
I always love me some Scout. So I mean, you play in Lita Ford, you figure you'd have a bigger role. She was like barely in it.
Well, Lita Ford was the reason they've never had any reunions or anything. I'm pretty sure. Maybe they're like still pissed off at her or whatever.
Yeah, I would love to hear the story on that because she was like saying how much fun she had, and when I saw it, I was like, wow, she's like not even here.
That band though is probably one of the most underrated bands to ever exist. Because I mean, people always talk about what the gimmick and what they look like, but actually, a lot of that shit was really good. Like a lot of the songs they released around that period of time, I had several of their albums at one point in time or another. It's all really good.
Mm-hmm.
What about Vixen?
I don't know about Vixen, Garrett.
Oh, come on!
Vixen did. They did look more badass than Poison did back in the day. I'll give them that.
That's true. They looked like Poison did.
I love Poison.
We were talking about though, and next time we have Slippy on, I'm going to try to remember to ask about this movie, the Light of Day movie. Garrett, you'd mentioned that I think yesterday or something.
Yeah,
you saw a video. That one has never been out on anything since VHS days.
The cover art for that is so badass. I mean, I actually, you talk about it a lot, and I saw the VHS. I went to the thrift store down near my house, which I never hit that place up because it never has anything. And I just randomly went, and I had a pretty good day yesterday finding some cool stuff. And I found that VHS, and I was like, oh, sick Light of Day. But it was so, destroyed with water. Like, the cover was, all crinkled, and you couldn't even get the VHS out. Like, if I was to try to get that out, it would have ripped everything because it was, all stuck in there, and it sucks. So I was kind of pissed about that because it's a pretty rare VHS tape. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that one.
The only thing I can think of is, and we've mentioned it on here before, if it's music rights, because the Light of Day song was wrote by Bruce Springsteen. That's the only thing I can think of, but still, I mean, you would think that it wouldn't be impossible. Uncle Bill, have you ever heard of any of the Sherry Curry solo albums?
No, I didn't have any of those. I only had the Runaway stuff. I wish I could remember which ones. Queens of Noise, I think, is one of the ones I had. At least that was the song that I remember from it.
I had their. They did a whole album of cover songs that was fucking killer too. I can't remember the name of it, but it was from. It was right around the time they started, I think.
Yeah, I mean they had several good albums. There's not really that many bands maybe the Plasmatics or stuff like that you can point to that were hard rock, punk, all female or primarily female bands from that period of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you're talking what is it, late 70s?
Late 70s, yeah, mid 70s to late 70s.
Dude, someone in here's talking about My Dying Bride. Have you ever heard of them?
Doom metal band? No.
Oh, My Dying Fetus.
No, My Dying Bride is the only reason I know them is back in the day when you used to do those Columbia House or whatever. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my friend Mark, his dad was into music and he was doing Columbia House, and the package came in one day and he's looking at it, and my friend was like, oh, his CDs came, wonder what he got. And it was My Dying Bride and Cradle of Filth. And we were like, what is this? We never heard of it before. We were young kids, and I think we were in elementary school or something.
Did he get some Coal Chamber too while he's there?
I don't know why. Cold Chamber. I remember when that
fucking Static X. No, that shit's
I remember we put it in and we were so blown away by why would your dad buy this? But I guess what happened was he was sent someone else's package or whatever, and that's where that's where I first heard My Dying Bride.
Dead Can Dance, another eerie older band. Never heard of them. Have you guys ever listened to Pentagram, the doom metal band from?
She's from that documentary, yeah. That's why
They're actually really freaking good.
Yeah, they were.
They were really good, and they were totally unknown up until that documentary come out. I think that documentary. What was the name of it? Dark Days or
something like that. Yeah.
We got a super sticker from the Dirkster.
What's hell's a super sticker?
I don't know. I don't know. Uncle Cracker, you remember him?
Yeah, he had that horrible song.
Everything's gonna be okay. 'Cause Uncle Cracker's on the way.
Follow me here.
That shit's bad.
Everybody still loves Uncle Cracker
You
here in
remember,
Eastern
do you
Kentucky.
remember when X-Pac made that like fake DX X Factor, and it's like X Factor, then it's like, and it was like an Uncle Cracker song.
Yep.
It was like, and it didn't make sense. It was like, you're dealing with the X Factor, and it's like, I can't remember how it goes, but him and Justin Credible used to come down to it. I was like, why are they Uncle Cracker?
What was that group called? The X Factor, right? Was that A-Train, Justin Credible, and X-Pac?
Yeah.
That might be the worst faction of all time.
I was thinking, that's about as bad as it gets.
You want me to try to find that song, that Cracker song? X Factor.
If we won't get flagged.
For 2 seconds.
Well, we'll see.
Uncle Cracker.
I'm just glad nobody knows who the fuck Budgie is, so it don't matter.
That's true.
There's
another
play
band
Budgie
that,
all night long, bulls.
Another band that had a. That's right. I forgot about that shit.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
To be like that. It didn't make any sense for them to come up.
Yeah, it started out like that.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, let's go, boys. Here you go. Yeah, X Factor.
It's like, yeah, you're dealing with X Factor.
Dealing with the X Factor.
That's quite the switch. Yeah.
It was always so random. That's so funny.
Now, S'mores Indoors Corey on here. He is saying that the X Factor is better than the. Who was the Union?
You know,
I remember
it's like Big Show, Shamrock, and they used to have like 2x4s or whatever. Remember that? The Union in that music.
I don't remember this shit.
That was like 2 weeks or something, right?
Let me see if I can find that thing. It was like Union. You remember that?
When the Core, we can't forget about the Core.
Oh yeah, I remember the core.
That was Corey's favorite.
Oh yeah. I want to hear the Union theme. Oh, Test was in it. Holy. It's like classic 90s WWE themes.
Me and Uncle Bill actually saw Black Label Society in Ohio once.
Curly Joe loves X Factor. Of course.
That was his favorite.
Favorite faction.
Speaking of which, Curly Joe's one of his requests is dropping, I think, tomorrow evening. WrestleMania 22. Retro Wrestling Night, Uncle Bill.
What was the main event on that one?
We just fucking did it once I remember. It was, I think it was Shawn
Cena
Michaels. No, you're right. Yeah, Cena and
Triple H.
Dude, you know what? Guys, that was like my favorite, one of my favorite manias of all time. Is that the one with Vince and Michaels with the ladder and all that, and then Edge and Foley? Yeah. Dude, that was a great mania, I thought.
Well, that's one of the things that kind of like caught us by surprise. Yeah, like I didn't remember.
We kind of talk about that,
Yeah. My friends and I always used to say like that mania is so overlooked because it had some great shit in there, and no one ever talks about it. The card was really good. I mean, I think you had a couple matches with like Chris Masters and shit, but like overall, I thought it was pretty good.
The one angle that I definitely remember that I'd forgotten was on there was the Trish Stratus, Mickey James angle.
Yeah.
It was like
one of the lesbian angle, right? Something.
Yep, that was like the one that got her in trouble. That was the match that got her in trouble, actually.
Do you remember what Mickey did to Trish in it that got her in trouble?
Yeah, she like wiped her and then licked it or something, didn't she? Or smelt it or something?
That's it.
She did, didn't she?
She grabbed her by the as well.
Now, I know they cut that out of some of like the home video releases. Was that there when you guys were did you watch that version that was in there?
Well, when she grabbed her by the, you know what, that was in there. They didn't cut that, but the other thing I didn't see.
Okay. Yeah. No, I
don't know how the fuck we get into wrestling though. This took a sharp.
Uncle Cracker drove us into wrestling. Yeah.
But yeah, that's Old Curly Jaws. That was his request for the month, and that'll be probably tomorrow evening sometime. We'll be premiering that.
Fat Rob Zombie's in here, by the way. Just if you didn't notice.
Yeah, where's he at? What about Hellbilly Deluxe, ham and cheese? Yeah.
Oh God.
So yeah, it's been fun, guys. Garrett, I know you've got some stuff planned up. What do you got on your channel? And I think you're going to be appearing on another channel here the next little bit.
Yeah, what do I got going on? So Wednesday on my channel at Born2BeRad, I am doing another rad recommendation episode with someone else on YouTube. You guys might know My Killer Podcast. So Mel from that show is going to come on my show, and we're going to talk all about The Burbs. So if you guys like that Tom Hanks classic, come hang with us on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be on Ryan 1988's channel, and we're going to be talking about Fright Night. And what do we got something coming too, right? What's next for us?
Fright Night.
Well, we've got a bunch of stuff planned. I'm not sure if we've got any dates set yet, but I know the next thing that me and Uncle Bill is doing is sequelitis. That is, we kind of touched on Exorcist 2 a little bit earlier in the show. And it's Exorcist 2 and Bud the Chud 2.
Bud the Chud. You remember that fucking theme? You have to remember that.
Yeah.
That
was epic.
God.
And Uncle Bill's going to be doing the Fulci thing on Tuesday.
So, yeah. Okay, let's just go ahead and cement it then. So I'll make myself do it. Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we're going to do the trilogy from Hell, which is City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, House by the Cemetery. That'll kick it off.
What about Zombie?
Well, we got to start. We got to start somewhere. We're getting to it.
And also, I'm going to be on Corey's channel. I think it's Sunday, so we'll be competing maybe, Garrett.
Head to head.
He is doing like a tournament, like the NCAA tournament, but this is a horror movie tournament. And y'all know I love ranking movies. So I'm going to be on there with Corey, and I'm guessing Jonathan's going to be on there, and probably Jay the Stingray will be on there. Ooh. And the archaeologist of horror, the Dan guy. What's his last name?
Dan Shine.
Dan Shine.
Yeah.
He's always on there. And I think that, I don't know who else is going to be on there. I call him the archaeologist of horror because he's got the Indiana Jones hat.
Yeah. No, he's been around. He knows his stuff, that guy.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. S'mores Indoors podcast, YouTube page. And yeah, we've got the final four coming up in probably a couple of weeks. I'm not sure exactly when we're doing that.
The Vinegar Syndrome?
Vinegar Syndrome. They've got a big sale coming up. We got so much shit. I need to fucking write it on the calendar.
It's true. We always got ideas coming.
Yeah, for sure. The Vinegar Syndrome, they're doing the halfway to Black Friday flash sale, and we're going to be talking about that.
Hallomania is coming.
Hallomania. We're going to be doing a show on television terrors, television horrors.
Goddamn, Bulls.
I know, it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
They're doing a flash pre-sale though, Matt, on the 20. Let's see here. What's he singing there, boy? That's a good tune. Is he singing some Budgie? The 25th, I think, midnight on the morning of the 25th is when they're doing that sale.
I got an idea. Let's rework Lionel Richie's All Night Long and call it Hall Night Long. And that'll be All Night.
Now, is this Hallomania 3? Hallomania 3! I think it is.
Yeah, this is the immovable object meets the something force.
Well, if we could have
goes, but yeah.
If we could have it this month, I was going to call it March to Hallomania.
March to Hallomania.
I mean, I think we should definitely have it around WrestleMania, which is the beginning of April. So, whenever.
Yeah.
Do it around that time, I think.
We'll get our scheduling and just stay tuned to the Facebook page, Dead Pit on YouTube, and Born2BeRad on YouTube, and subscribe to both channels. But I guess that's it, guys. It's been fun, and we will have to do this again. We appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out for an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's awesome, guys. Yeah, thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
All right, so we'll see you guys next time on Born2BeRad and DeadPit.com.
All right.
Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell. Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DeadPitOnPatreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.